Hi, everybody. It's Monday, 18th of July. We are going to start by getting onto the floor. And for those of you who are following this video on YouTube, today is a very hot day, so we're going to work in accordance with the heat. If at any point you feel dizziness, please stop and take a break. If at any point as well, if you feel any pains in the joints, please stop and also take a break. Okay, lying down on our backs on the mat. Start in a position which has your knees bent, head on the floor. And we'll simply start by mobilizing the low back. You bring your arms down by your sides. I'm just going to lift my arms a little bit so that you can see the movement of the back. As you breathe in, curl your spine so that there's space between your low back and the floor. And as you breathe out, press your low back towards the floor. And it's a tilting of the hips. Breathing in, you tilt them back and you get a nice curve in the low back. Breathing out, you tilt them and you press the low back into the floor. Let's keep going with that. Breathing in, tilting, curve. Breathing out, tilting, press the low back down. 3 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're sort of working from the center of the body, and we're going to move upwards and downwards. Right now, just focusing on the center. Now, bring your back to neutral, lift your hips up and shift them to the left. Let your knees fall to your right and stack your legs, okay? Left leg on top of the right. Raise your arms to the sky and open your arms wide out at the level of the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, raise your left arm and bring the left hand towards the right hand. So you roll to your right hand side. Breathe in, open back up again. You're opening your arm and you can look to the left hand. Breathing out, bring the left hand to the right. Breathing in, open the arm and you can let your head turn looking towards your left hand. 2 more times. Breathe out. Breathe in. 1 more time, breathing out. So now we're working up into the shoulders and into the chest, upper back. And then we lift 1 knee at a time. Bring your hips back to center. Lift the hips up and shift them to the right-hand side of your mat. Let your knees fall to the left now. Right knee stacked onto the left. Raise your right arm and twist over, rolling on your left-hand side. Breathe out. Breathing in, open up, following the hand, look to your right hand. Breathing out, roll over to the left. Breathing in. We do this 2 more times. Breathe out. And this is actually an excellent exercise to do in the mornings as well. If you have a few minutes, just doing this twist and open in the mornings really helps to warm up the upper back, lower back of the body. Raise 1 knee at a time. Shift your hips back to the center. Let's raise our arms over our heads. Reach behind you. And we're going to lift the hips up. Push into the floor with your legs. So now we're warming up at the hips. Bring your hips back down and bring the right knee to the chest. Squeeze it into the chest. Raise your arms over your head again. Lift the hips up. Bring them back down. And the left knee comes to the chest. Grab it, pull it in, and then reset the foot back down, arms over the head. We'll do this 3 more times. Lift the hips up and down. Right knee comes up and down. And again, lift the hips up, down, left knee. Good, 2 more times. Let's keep going. Up and down, right knee. Up and down, left knee. Yes, take your time, go at your own rhythm. Just breathe naturally throughout the exercise. Lift up and down, right knee comes in. Last time, lift the hips up and down, left knee, bring it in. Good job, everyone. Now stretch your legs onto the floor, point your toes, reach your arms over the head. Deep breath in, bring your right knee up and squeeze it into the chest. Lift the head, nose to the knee. And release, arms over the head, reaching. Now left knee comes up, nose up to the knee. Both arms over the head once again, reaching. Now both knees can come up. Lift your head, nose between the knees. And roll all the way onto your right-hand side. Set both hands down. Breathe out as you lift yourself up from the side and come to a position on all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Cat and cow, breathing in, curling, breathing out, rounding. And go ahead and practice cat and cow. Breathing in, curling, breathing out, rounding. That's it. Keep going. Breathing in, curl. Breathing out and round. One more time. Breathing in, curling. That's it. Breathing out, rounding. And sink back into a child's pose. Child's position, everyone. Open your knees up. Arms stretched out in front of you. Looks good. Good. Take a few deep breaths here. Excellent. Now, again, I just want to remind you, you take your time with the heat. If at any point you need to stop, take a break, there is no problem. In fact, it's better for you, especially if you feel any dizziness or any pain. Lift your head, look forward, palms down, come up onto the hands and knees, tucking your toes. We're going to take a down dog. So lift your hips up. You can have your knees slightly bent. We're going to press the left heel down, bend the right knee, and then change. So getting into our ankles, getting into our calf muscles. Let the hips go from side to side as you sort of pedal and drop your hips side to side. Good. Now straightening both legs. Let's breathe in and move into a plank position. Be sure your head is lifted up higher than your heart. Breathe out and push back to down dog. And again, we're going to breathe in, moving into a plank position. Lift your head. Breathe out, down dog. Okay, this time, breathe into a plank position. Lower the knees to the floor. Breathe out, moving down. Point your toes. Lengthen out, breathe in, come into a cobra. And then move back into down dog, breathing out. So continue this flow. Coming into a plank, breathing in. Move down, breathing out. Cobra, breathing in. Down dog, breathing out. And again, breathing in, plank. Move down, breathing out. Breathing in, cobra. Breathing out, down dog. One more time, breathing in, plank. Breathing out, move down. Breathing in, cobra. Breathing out, down dog. Open your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back. Set your hands onto your thighs and lift your chest. So as I mentioned before, we want to, as much as possible, have our head higher than the heart. If you feel dizzy when you stand up, You may want to just come into this position and rest for a little bit. Arms straight, hands on the thighs. Bring your right shoulder forward, look over your left shoulder for a twist. Coming back to center, and we change. Left shoulder forward, look over the right. Back to center and change. Right shoulder forward. Back to center. Left shoulder forward. Good. Back to center. One more time each side. Right shoulder forward. Back to center and left. And back to center. Lift up through the chest. Keep the knees bent. We're going to keep our hands on our hips. And I want you to get into a squat and lift. And we'll squat 5, 4, that's it. 3, hips way back and down. Watch the knees, keep them wide. Last one. All the way up to standing, stepping your feet in. And let's step gently to the front edge of the mat. Okay. Feet should be hip width. Feel a gentle dialing out through the feet so you get some engagement into the hips and into the legs. It's that gentle dialing out. Hands come to your heart center. Clasp your fingers together and push the palms skyward, getting really long through your body. Arms are completely straight. Lean over to your right. And here's an example of where we're going to stay. So stay here and take 3 deep and slow breaths. In and out. Deep and slow. In and out. Keep the position. Good. That's right. Rise back up. Bring your hands down in front of your heart. Clasp your hands together behind you and stretch your arms as straight as possible. Getting into a stretch of the chest, shoulders, lift your chin. Take some deep breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hands to heart center again. Clasp the fingers, push the palms skyward, and let's go to the left. Lean over to your left. Keep the slight dialing out of the feet. Keeping the legs strong. 3 deep breaths here. 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. Hands come down in front of the heart center. This time we change it up a little bit. Bend your knees. Tilt your hips forward. Clasp your hands and push your palms away from you, dropping the chin towards the chest. Getting a stretch of the upper back. Tiny bit of the lower back. Belly in, perineum up. Holding. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up to standing, hands to heart center. We are going to do 6 sun salutations, very smooth and slow. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms and stretch skyward. Elbows come to knees. As you bend, you let your hips go back, you fold. Hands come to the earth and step 1 foot back at a time for a plank position. Keep your head lifted. Lower your knees. Lower your chest. Point your toes. Lift up to a cobra. Push back to down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right. Turn your toes to the right. And we're going to bounce here. 3, hips go back. 2, 1. Good. Point your toes forward. Take your right foot forward first, stepping, and come all the way to the front edge of your mat. Knees bend, hands to thighs. Help yourself up slowly, lifting the chin. You could keep your hands here, or you could raise your arms by your ears and bouncing. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Hands to heart center. So that was 1 round. Here we go again. 2nd round. Deep breath in. Fold it forward. Stepping back to your plank. Lift your head, move your knees down, move your chest down. Point your toes and rise up to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Turn both knees and toes to the left and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Turn them forward. Left foot comes forward first, then the right. Stepping forward, hands to thighs, lift the chest. You could stay here, or you could raise arms by your ears and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Up to standing. That was the second round. We have 4 more. Hands to heart center. Slow it down if you need to. Deep breath in. Fold it forward. Stepping back to plank. Lower your knees, lower your chest. Cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Knees and toes go to the right and bouncing. 3, 2, 1. Turning forward. Right foot forward first, then the left. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, lift to chair. Bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Good. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Let's rise. Folding forward. Stepping back to plank. Knees come down. Move yourself down. Point your toes to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Knees and toes turn to the left and we bounce here. 3, 2, 1. Left foot forward first. Stepping forward. Hands to thighs. Lift. Chair position. We bounce. 3, 2, 1. Another 2 rounds. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Rise. Fold it forward. That's it. Stepping back to plank. Good. Move yourself down. Stay cool, everybody. Point your toes, rising to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Good. Turn your knees to the right and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Turn back. Right foot comes forward first. Then the left. Yes. Up into chair and you bounce here. 3, 2, 1. Really good, everyone. Come to standing. Last round. Last round. Deep breath in. Rise. Good. Folding forward. Stepping back to the plank. Good. Move yourself down. Excellent. Point your toes and into cobra. You guys are doing great. Back to down dog or crouching cat. Here's the last round, bouncing knees to the left. 3, 2, 1. Turn it back forward. Lift your left leg and stepping yourself forward. Good. Knees bend. You come into the chair and bounce here. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Good job, everybody. Release and turn towards the camera. Hands to your hips. We're going to lift up the right knee. Grab a hold of the knee with the right hand. Lift your chest. Open the right knee out to the side. Hold the position and see if you can turn your head to look over your left shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Turn the head back. Whoop, turn the knee back in front of you. Good. Bring both hands onto the hip. Press the right leg back behind you and stretch your arms wide for airplane. Holding 3, 2, 1, and come all the way up to standing. Good job, everyone. Yes. Hands come back to your hips.
Lift your left knee up. Grab a hold of the left knee with the left hand. Set your gaze at one point. Stay calm and focused. Open the left knee out to your left. And if possible, turn your head to the right. 3, 2, 1. Turn your head back. Bring the knee back out in front of you. Arms, hands both on both hips for the moment. Then we'll stretch the leg behind us. And now we stretch our arms wide for airplane position. Hold it. 3. Good. Arms wide, wide, wide. 2, 1. Release and bring the leg back down. Good job, everyone. Turn back to the front edge of your mat. And we're going to take our right foot and bring it behind us, not too far. Turn the right foot diagonally out. So many of you will remember this. This is kind of a position for warrior 2, but not a long position. It's a shortened position. Take your hands to your hips again and turn your hips forward towards the left foot. Clasp your hands behind you and stretch your arms as straight as possible. Take a deep breath in, lean back, and then breathe out, fold over your front leg. See if you can lower your nose down towards your knee and raise the arms as high as possible. Hold. You'll feel you're getting into a deep stretch. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your head first. Careful as the head is lower than the heart. You want to lift slowly and bend your front knee. The back knee stays bent. Bring your hands to your front thigh and lean forward. Right arm goes over the left thigh. Left hand and right hand together in prayer position and twist open to your left. Turn yourself as much as possible. You need to press the right elbow against the left thigh to really twist open. Keep your left thigh integral. You want to keep it with the knee bent directly over the second toe of the left foot. Holding here, 3, 2, 1. Place your hands on the front thigh, so it's on your left thigh. Lift your chest, lift your head, let the blood drain from the head. Then we're going to bring our hands down and we'll lower the right knee to the earth. Okay? Goes right down to the earth. You want to have the knee behind the hip, okay? Not far behind, and you don't want to sink into it. Just a little bit behind the hip. Place your hands to the inside of the left knee. So you bring both arms to the inside of the left foot. So from the front, it looks like this, okay? Both arms to the inside. Now, you could stay here, or if you want to go farther, you bring the elbows down, and getting deep into the left hip. If it's too much, stand on your hands, lift your chin, hold and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Set your hands back down, everyone. Keep your right hand on the floor. Take your left hand, place it onto the left thigh, and twist open to your left. If you'd like, stretch the left arm to the sky. Hold it here. 3. Keep breathing. Open up the chest. Lengthen the throat. 2, 1. Bring the hands back down. Swing your left leg behind you. Open up the knees, toes touching. Come into child's pose. Palms of the hands to the sky and just rest. Let the hips open in child's pose. You should feel there's an opening. Also the low back, which helps to relax. Lift your head, bring your palms together, elbows stay into the ground. And bring the thumbs into the upper back now. You have to lower the head, bring the thumbs to the upper back and hold. As much as possible, press the chest towards the floor. Walk your elbows out in front of you to get even more of a stretch into the shoulders, upper back, armpits, and the triceps. Release, lift your head, open your hands, and let's take down dog. Pedaling your feet right and left, just letting go through the backs of the legs. And we'll start stepping forward. Step 1 foot at a time forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. Bend your knees, hands to thighs. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Slowly lift all the way up to standing. And we release here. Good job. We've got the whole other side to do now. Hands to hips. Stepping your left foot back. Have the left foot turning out diagonally, slightly diagonally. Move your hips to point them forward. Clasp your hands behind you. Stretch the arms as straight as possible. And we'll lean back. Open up the chest, throat, and the belly. Now we'll bend forward, raising the arms up over the head. The nose goes down towards the knee. And hold here. That's it. Good. 3, 2, 1. Release. Bend your front knee. Set the hands on the thigh. The back leg stays straight. There's a stretch also going on into the calf and ankle. We'll set the left elbow over the right thigh and bring the hands into prayer. Push against the left elbow to be able to open up and turn your head. Hold it here with the hands at the heart center. That's beautiful. Really good, everyone. Holding. 3, 2. Yes. 1. Look down towards the ground. Bring your hands down. Bring your back knee down. Now the knee should be farther back than the hips. Okay, maybe you need to scoot it back. Please avoid sinking your hips. You want to keep strength in the hips. Let's bring the hands down to the inside of the right foot. Now you could stay here or bring left elbow down and maybe the right as well. It's getting deep into a deep rotation into the right hip. Holding here and breathing. 3, 2, 1. Reset your hands. Left hand stays on the ground. Right hand to the right thigh. Twist and open to your right. If you'd like to go farther, right arm goes up, up, up to the sky. So really get the twist into the low back, upper back, shoulders, and the neck. Staying here. 3. Keep breathing. Lengthen out your throat. 2. That's great, everybody. 1. Bring the hand down. Set them down. Tuck the toes under and push back to down dog. Pedaling your feet. Move through your feet and your legs. Bring your knees down. Open the knees wide. Sink back into child's pose. Turn the palms up. And then if you wish, palms together, thumbs into the upper back. Walk your elbows forward a bit. Releasing the hands, lift the chin. Bring the hands to either side of the head and slowly lift up until you're kneeling on your knees. You could bring your knees together. You could also be kneeling with a 90-degree position for your knees. For some of you, this might be better, okay? Just find a position which is good for you. Right arm goes up and over the head. Reach for the upper back. Left arm goes back and you're going to reach for the right arm. So when you're in this position, if you're far away, that's fine. Keep pulling to be able to touch the hands. You could also crawl your left hand up the back until you reach the right hand. If, however, you're already feeling at a limitation for your shoulder, you just stay here. You could also have the left hand at the low back, right hand at the neck. This is actually already very good for the articulation of the shoulders. Take one more deep breath in and release. Fingertips come down, roll your shoulders. If you're up on your knees, you just roll your shoulders here. Good. All right, left arm up and over the head. Right arm comes back, turn it and reach. If you can reach the hands, that's great. If you cannot reach the hands, it's not a big deal. Please do not force it. And take deep breaths, everyone. Staying there, deep, slow breaths. That's great, good. Releasing, roll the shoulders. Good. Bring your feet to one side. Come to a seated position with the soles of the feet together, knees wide. So you may notice we're not doing much on our tummies for the moment, okay? Today, all the back work, we're gonna do it while seated and then also being on our backs, because we're focusing a lot more on increasing flexibility, especially with this heat. When we're on our tummies and we work the back, it really raises the temperature of the body, and we don't necessarily want to raise more the temperature of the body. Let's rock from side to side. And keeping your feet together, let's do a little butterfly with the knees up and down. Very, very, very gently, please. That's it. Good. Then keeping the knees as wide as possible, let's lean forward as far as possible for you without forcing. Take deep, slow breaths. Keep your eyes diagonal to the floor. Good. Lift your chest back up. Lift your knees. Set the feet flat. We'll grab behind the thighs and we'll roll down onto our backs. Bring your feet in. We'll set the elbows into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades tight. Lift your hips up. Now we're going to lift them up halfway. We'll start with some work with the perineum and the abdominals. So as you breathe out, squeeze the knees together and squeeze the perineum, lifting up to the belly button. Breathing in, open the knees. We'll do it again. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, open the knees. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, open the knees. 3 more times. As often as possible, if you can think about doing this, either at the beginning of your day or the end of your day, the healthier your perineum will remain. Let's lower the hips down. Good. Cross the right leg completely over the left. So if the thighs are touching each other, they're just completely crossed. Lift the hips back up halfway. And I want you to squeeze the glutes and the perineum together really tightly. Breathe out and squeeze. Breathe in and lift and release. Breathe out and squeeze. Breathe in, release. 3 more times. So this is a really effective work for the thighs, the glutes, perineum, inner and outer thighs. 1 more time. Release, bring the hips back down onto the ground. Uncross, shake your legs out a little bit. So these exercises are called
the fundamental position. Cross your left leg over your right, please. And they use these in the re-education of the back, the hips, as well as the perineum at the Hôpital de la Tour. It's very interesting. Lift your hips up halfway, and you're going to squeeze the legs, perineum together and lifting. Let's go. 5 times. Release. 4. Release. 3. Release. 2. Release. Here's the last one. Letting go and uncross. Good job. Okay. Elbows into the ground. Lift your hips up. Raise your right leg. Keep the knee bent for the moment. And we'll do little pulses. Let's go. 10, 9. This works the leg, the glute, and the low back. Just pulsing little pulses. You should be able to feel it now. 3, 2, 1. Straighten your right leg to the sky, and we're going to do another 10. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. Ooh, burning. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the foot down, bring the hips down, lift your knees and take a happy baby pose. Ay, ay, ay. Rock from side to side to release and let go. Well done. Bring your feet back down to the floor. Reset, elbows into the floor. Lift your hips up. Raising your left leg. Keep the knee bent for the moment. Knee bent. Yes, good. Let's press. 10, 9. Use the glute and the thigh. Good. Very good. Low back and hip and thigh working. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the legs straight, and we go again for another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's good. 2 and 1. Bring the foot back down. Hips come down. Take happy baby pose. Either grab the backs of the knees, ankles, or the bottoms of the feet. And you can rock from side to side. Well done. Reset your feet now. Elbows again into the floor. Lift your hips up at the highest position possible. And we'll breathe here deeply and slowly. Feel how the lower abdomen lifts towards the belly. Lengthen your neck at the same time. 3 more deep breaths. Arms stretched over the head. Lower your back 1 vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly mobilizing the back. Good. When the back is all the way on the floor, open your feet wide and let your knees fall to your right. Stretch your left arm behind you. One knee at a time, lift the legs, and the legs will go to your left. Right arm stretches far, far behind you. One leg at a time, lifting. Good. Lift both knees up. Grab a hold of the soles of the feet, knees wide, and open your knees as far as you can with your elbows, pulling your feet towards your belly. And you should feel the inner thigh stretch, insides of the hips. Then you can either grab the outer edges of the feet or grab the big toes and stretch your legs as straight as possible. Open leg position, you hold here. Feel the weight of the arms pulling against the legs. Inner thighs are stretching, backs of the legs are stretching. Take some deep breaths here. Rebend your knees. Crossing your right leg completely over the left. So the thighs are touching. Grab a hold either of the calves, the ankles, or the bottoms of the feet and lift your feet, pulling the feet towards the shoulders. There's a nice rotation happening in the hips here. Keep the right leg crossed over the left. Bring your left foot to the ground. So legs are completely crossed. Allow your knees to fall to your left. Stretch your right arm out to the side for a spinal twist. Shoulders are down. Chest is open, head is turned. 3, 2, 1. Roll all the way to your left-hand side, lifting your right arm, roll over, grab a hold of your right ankle, push the knee behind you, opening up the front of the thigh. Bring the right knee to the right shoulder and gently roll back onto your back. Whew. Lift both knees up and let's rock simply from side to side. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together again. Grab a hold of the feet and begin pulling the feet towards the belly. Once again, same position as before. Open up your knees. See if you can go a little farther, creating a little bit more flexibility. Of course, never moving into any pain, but you want to feel the effort, just a bit of effort. Release this, grab the big toes, and open the legs wide. Holding. You could also grab the outsides of the feet or the outsides of the ankles, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Release by bending the knees, and let's cross the left leg over the right. Grab a hold either of the ankles, the feet, and pull the feet up towards the shoulders. Of course, they won't reach the shoulders. That's just the direction you want to go. Keeping the legs crossed, set the right foot onto the floor. So the thighs touch each other, legs completely crossed. Let your knees fall to the right, turn your head to the left, stretching the left arm out to the side, and we hold. Turn completely onto your right-hand side, right arm underneath the head, grab a hold of your left ankle and push the knee behind you, stretching the quadriceps. Good. Let's bring the left knee to the left shoulder, roll back onto your back, Grab a hold of both legs, rocking from side to side. Lift your head, nose between your knees. Lower the head gently and stretching one leg at a time onto your mat. Separate your feet at least hip width. Let the toes roll out and set your hands now onto your tummy. We're going to take 4 deep square breaths. So begin breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in again. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Hold your breath out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Hold your breath out. Breathe in one more time. Hold your breath. Breathing out. Hold your breath out. Relax your breathing. Release your hands. Turn the palms to the sky. And begin relaxing your feet and your legs. Relax your hips, your lower back, the belly. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your upper back. Relax the arms and the hands. Letting go of the neck and the throat. Relax the jaw, all of the muscles of your face. Imagine now that in each hand, you're holding a sphere of ice. It's nice and cool. It's calming. And it feels relaxing.
Imagine that feeling moving up through your arms into your shoulders and chest. Moving down your spine to your hips, down through the legs. Imagine it moving into the throat and jaw, face. Cooling you off, calming. And now gently close your hands, close your fingers around those balls of ice and raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then bring the knees up to the chest, squeeze them against the chest and rock from side to side. Roll all the way onto your right hand side. Press your hands down and softly lift yourself up from the side. And just before we finish off, I'd like to teach you the cooling breath. Some of you have already done this before in the previous classes we had in the heat. The cooling breath uses the tongue, and it actually uses the saliva in the mouth a little bit to cool off the face, the neck, and sometimes it helps to cool off the whole body. There are two ways to do it. You could do it with your tongue in a little U position like this. If you're able to make the tongue do that. If you're not able to do that, you'll have your tongue pressed against your lower teeth like this. And you just breathe in through your mouth and bring the air over your tongue like this. Or like the U. Then you close the mouth and you breathe out through the nose. So we'll do this 5 times. Here we go. And notice you might feel the cooling effect. 2 more times. Good. Rub your hands together. Bring your hands very softly, gently over the face, tapping around the eyes. Shake your hands out. Whew. 1 more time. Hands to your heart center. And please be sure to hydrate well during these hot days. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone, and namaste. Bravo, take care.
Thank you, Anne. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.